guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for always watching me. I really appreciate your support. Today we are going to sew this corset type top. Yes, that's what we are going to sew. So we'll first start with the drafting, and then in our next video we'll make the sewing. So this is for the front and this is for the back. So I'm going to put the back one aside. Okay, and we are going to focus on the front one. Okay, so what I have here is basic body drafting. I'll just take you through it quickly. So with this, it is the larger part of my measurement divided into 4 plus allowance. So the larger part, we are using the hip because the top length is 23, meaning it's going to get to the hip side. So 23, and then the hip is 42, and so 42 divided by 4, and that's going to be 10.5 plus at least 3 inches allowance. So that's what I have there to determine the width of the fabric. So I have 13 here, which is okay. So this is half of it. When you divide it into 4 plus the allowance, this is half of it. And so this is our middle. And so from here to here is back divided by 2. So the back is 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7. And that's what we have here. And then her armhole. The armhole is 16 divided by 2 is going to be 8. And so that is our chest line. Okay, that's our chest line. And then this is our bust line or bust point. That is shoulder to the nipple is 10. And then this is under bust. The shoulder to under bust is 13. And then this is shoulder to waist. So shoulder to waist is 16. And what we have here, the rest we have here is for the top length. So this is top length. You get it? Okay. And so what we are going to do is we are going to use a neck width of 3.5. Okay. Before we draw the neck width, we'll come to the armhole side and then take 1 inch from it. Okay, and we are going to slant it to the neckline. Okay. Okay, so from here we are going to get the middle of this. So 7.5, the middle is going to be 3.75, and then there will come out by 0.5. So 0.5, that is to get the front armhole. So I'm going to join this point to this and this to this. Okay. Okay. And so at the chest line here, I'm going to place her measurement. That is her bust divided by 4. The bust is 34 divided by 4 is going to be 8.5. And so I'll place the 8.5 here. Exactly here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to focus on this 8.5. Do we get it? Yes. Okay. So this is it. And that is 7. 7 divided by 2 is going to be 3.5. And so I'll place 3.5 at the bust points or the bust line. And then we'll come to the under bust to 3.5. We'll come to the waist to 3.5. Then we'll come to the dress length is 3.5. Okay. So I'm going to join these points. Okay, so at the waistline, this is the waistline. I'm going to mark 0.5 here, 0.5 here. You get it? 0.5 here, 0.5 here. Then we'll come to the dress length side. I'm going to mark 0.75. So it's going to be here. And then 0.752 is going to be here. And I'm going to come down here by 1 inch. Okay, and I'm going to join from this to this to this. So let's try and join it straight this way. Okay, so this is it for our darts making. Okay, so now to get the neck shape is a V type, and from shoulder to the bust is 10, which is very low for my client or the person I'm making this dress for. And here is 8, so that's okay. So at the chest line here, I'm going to come down by ½ inch. I'm going to come down by ½ inch, which is okay. Okay, then I'm going to measure ½ inch also here. Okay, so let me just come a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to join from the neck width here 3.5 to the ½ inch here. Do you get it? So I'm going to draw this also here. Okay, so I'm going to join this from here to the ½ inch here. So it's going to be like this, straight to 8 this way. So this is the neck width for us. Now to get the cuff shape, the 8.5 here, that is what we measured for the bust. We are going to divide the point here and the point here into 2. We are going to divide it into 2, and so we have 1.5, so it's going to be 0.75. Okay, and so from this point we are going to join it to the under bust, and then from the under bust we are going to join it to this. Hope we are okay. So this is it. Okay, so from here we are going to add our allowance to it. We are going to add allowance of 2 inches to the 8.5 here, and that's going to be here. Then we'll come to the waistline. The waist we are using is 26. So we'll divide the 26 into 4, and that's going to give us 6.5. So 26 divided by 2 is going to be 13. 13 divided by 2 is going to give us 6.5. And so we'll measure what we have also here, 1 inch, adding to the 6.5 to be 7.5. And so 7.5 will add 2 inches allowance to it, and that's going to be 9.5. And so we'll have 9.5 here. So this is it. 9.5. This line side, we are going to use hip measurement. So the hip is 42, and so 42 divided by 4 is going to be 10.5. 10.5 will add this to 8. What we have here is 1.5, and so 10.5 plus 1.5 is going to 12 inches. 12 inches plus 2 will be more than. Okay, so what I have here is 13, but it's okay. 1 to 8, the inches that we need, the extra 1. Okay, so it's exactly at here. So we are going to join these points together. And then this also to that point, this way. Okay, so this is it. Now for the back one, this is our zip allowance, and just as the neck width we marked 3.5 for front, we are going to mark the same 3.5 for this one also. Okay, and then the neck deep, we are going to maintain this, or we can decide to come down also by ½ inch or 1 inch. Make it 9. So however you want it, or you can even decide to go up, make it 7. Do you get it? So we are going to make it 9. Yes, 9 at the back. Yes, and we are going to join it straight. So that is the back neck for you, and you can choose to let it go back. So okay, so you are going to maintain this. We are going to maintain this 8, yes. So I'm going to make this straight here. Okay, then we'll come to the armhole side. We are going to slant our shoulder by 1 inch and then join it to this, the neck width. Okay, then we are going to draw our armhole curve. For the back, we are not going to divide and go in. We'll just draw our armhole and that'll be okay. So this is it. And then the 8.5 plus 2 inches, making 10.5, you are going to place it here. Okay, exactly the same. Okay, so we'll come to the dart point. We are going to place our 3.5 here. And then we'll come to the waistline too. We'll place our 3.5. And then we'll come to the top length. We'll place our 3.5. And we are going to go up. So at the chest line here, we are going to come down by 1 inch. And that's where our back dart will start from. Okay, so we'll come to the waistline and then place a 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there, and then we'll come to the dress length side. We'll place a 0.75 there, 0.75 also here, and then we'll join it. Okay, so this is it for the back dart also. So we'll come to the waistline, and then the 6.5 plus this is going to be 1, and so 1, that is going to be 6.5 plus 1 is going to be 7.5 plus the 2 is going to be 9.5. Then we are going to leave this one just as it is. Do you get it? Okay, so the zip line here, the zip allowance here is let's say it's not up to 2 inches. You can make it 2 inches or 1.5. Okay, so we are going to join from this point to this to the last. So this for the back, we are going to cut. You can decide to cut the darts or leave it like that. You will not cut the darts. If you decide to cut through the dart, then you have to extend it to this point so that you cut through it. You extend it here. You can also decide to leave it like that. So you are going to cut through it, and then after we'll cut the front. Okay, so yeah, cut the neck area. So after, the next thing is to take this off. We are going to cut this. And then you can decide to leave it like this, and that'll be okay. Or you can decide to cut through the darts. So you are going to cut through the darts. So this is it. So this is it. Now we should bear in mind that the style is not straight. The down is not straight. It's slant down like V. And so we are going to do that. And so after cutting it through, the next thing you do is you put this together. And then you are going to use solid tape to hold it. And this is the waist side. You are going to join it to the down here. Do you get it? So just like this, you can decide to come down by 1 inch or even decide to go up, but we are going to do it exactly at the waist side. Do you get it? Okay, so if you decide to do this slanting and then cut it before you cut through, when you finish and you join it will not be equal. And so make sure that you finish cutting, especially your darts, before you do the slanting and then cut it. So this is it. So we are going to cut this through. So this is it. We have it equal. And I'm going to take this tape from it. Okay, so this is what we are going to use to cut the fabric. That's what you are going to use to cut the fabric. Do you get it? And then this one also. So put this aside and then work on the front part also. So this is the front. The front will cut through the darts. But before we cut through the darts, we'll cut this first. Okay. Okay. Then let me cut from here. Okay, so put this aside, and then this we are going to cut through the darts. Okay, so this is this one we are going to put it together this way. Okay, so this is it, and we are going to do the same thing. You see. Then we are going to cut this. So this one is going to be out, and we are going to work with these two. Now with this, you are going to use the slash method to slash it and place it on another paper, cut it so that we can get the gathers we want to add. Do you get it? So put these aside, but you can also decide not to throw this away. You keep it so that when you are adding the down, you can measure and know the length. Okay, so we'll just measure what we have here. What we have here is not even up to 4, but let's say even if it's up to 4, we are going to divide it 1, 2, 3, and that is okay. And so we are going to make a straight line for each. Okay, so we are going to slash these lines. Hope you get it. You are going to slash these 3 lines up to like 0.25, not 0.54. We need 0.25. So here, and then here. Do you get it? So you're going to slash up to that point. This you can easily spread it. Let me go a bit. Okay, so you're going to place this on another paper. You are going to spread it. The width depends on how much you want. The space is going to be maybe 1.5 or so. But before then, let me tape this down. Okay, so like this. Okay, then The space is going to be like 1.5 is okay. We don't want it too much. You can do 1 inch, which is also okay. So 1.5 here. Then this one too is going to be the same 1.5. Then this one to 1.5. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so at the end of the day, we are going to draw what we have here. Now, if you are doing this and you are a bustier person, then try and bring in a lot of gathers, and so that it will look beautiful, more beautiful. But if you're not someone with enough breast, you can just do 1 inch or 1.5 will be okay. So after, the next thing is you just take everything off this on your fabric, and then you cut. Bear in mind, when you are cutting, you will add 1/2 inch allowance all over. 1/2 inch. Do you get it? If you measured, when you were placing your measurement, you measured the back measurement, you added 1/2 inch to it, then don't add 1/2 inch to your armhole. But if you did not, you just measured your back divided by 2 exactly to get the armhole, then make sure you add 1/2 inch to it. So that's it for the drafting and the cutting. Now what you're going to do is you are going to put this on a fabric and then cut. Now I'll do that off camera, and in my next video, that's the sewing part, you will see it. This I'm going to cut with a white fabric. I might either use chiffon fabric to cut it, and this too the same. So you cut 2 for this, you cut 2 for this, you cut lining for it if you want. Depending on the effect you want to create, you can decide to add lining to it. So I'm going to do that, and then these 2 I'm going to place them on a fabric and then cut for it. 2 for this, 2 for this. Don't forget to indicate your zip line. This is the end for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like and share this video for me. Do well to click on the notification bell and watch the adverts of this video also. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.